Thank you for your cooperation. Now, let us meet tonight's teams. First, for the holy name, Green Wave. Admit, sophomore, number 2, Cameron Ramsey. Admit, number 4, sophomore, Xavier Rodriguez. Admitting, freshman, number 8, Thomas Anko. At attack, sophomore, number 11, Phoenix Pegame. At attack, sophomore, number 21, Leland Walker. Admitting, sophomore, number 22, Patrick Barrow. At attack, sophomore, number 26, Charles Morgan. At attack, freshman, number 77, Matthew Brzezinski. At attack, sophomore, number 97, Jeffrey Bird. And in close, number 1, junior, Peter Rose. Holy Name Green Wave is coached
Jeffrey Fior.
by Jeffrey Fior, Brandon Kern, and Mike Goodson. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands together for the Holy Name Green Wave. And now for the hosting Olmsted Falls Bulldogs.
It's playoff time in Olmsted Falls, Ohio. The defending state champs begin their playoff push against the number 16 seed Holy Name Green Wave. It's up next on your home for all Holy Name sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. An overcast Friday evening in Olmsted Falls as the Bulldogs get ready to defend their state championship. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Charles A. Harding Stadium, home of the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs for this OHSAA Round 2 Boys Lacrosse Clash. I am Nathan Smith, the call for you this evening. Alongside me, Mr. Anko joining us one last time this year for lacrosse. Mr. Anko, we have a good game on our hands today. Two teams who both have had their share of adversity this year.
Thank you so much for the invite, for joining you tonight. And yeah, we have two teams, one returning state champ, several veterans, but also a mix of new guys playing, and Holy Name loaded with sophomores and freshmen with junior sensational goalie Pete Rose.
A lot of injuries for this Holy Name team. One added to the list earlier this week, Andrew Norris took a slash to the wrist, is out this afternoon. Unfortunate not to have him out there. So the offense a little thinner than Holy Name would like for a playoff game. Last time they were in the playoffs, we don't need to remind you what happened. The heartbreaking loss, Luke Gage, a missile fired as time expired as the Royals of CVCA took down Holy Name 6-5 in the backyard last year. Mr. Anko, we talk about that game a lot, but a lot can be learned from that moment of heartbreak.
That team was loaded with 17, 18 seniors. This team loaded with sophomores and freshmen. And we'll see what the puppies can do.
Anko will run for his goal and score! Who had this on the bingo card? Tommy Anko finds the opener 1 minute in. Holy Name is making some noise against the top dogs. Mr. Anko, was that what you expected to see to begin this game?
That is not what I expected. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, great start, because, you know, Tommy, Anko, Phoenix Hedgie, Xavier Rodriguez, all three of them played for the Olmsted Falls program. North Olmsted doesn't have lacrosse. Coach Joe Singleton, everybody at Olmsted Falls welcomed, you know, players from other cities, did a great job coaching the guys up. So, you know, it's a special night to be able to play against, you know, your former coaches and players. And to score the opening goal is pretty exciting. And
some people at Holy Name putting up a goose egg in this game when predicting the score.
Yeah.
Here comes the offense once again. A big part of this game will be face-offs, as that has been a struggling point this year for the home team. Blevins is their face-off specialist, 50% success rate. Some other guys they have, Gulliford, 41.7%, and Parker Link, 44.7%. So no one averaging above a 50% success rate on face-offs, while Holy Name has Tom Yanko at 56%.
And last year, Olmsted Falls had a stud in Rocco Conti at face-offs, who now plays football at Air Force.
Noni trying to win the ground ball, will not. It's scooped up. Lurie, the defender, a nice play for him. He's had himself a nice little year for the Bulldogs. All region's second team as announced earlier this week. I believe yesterday those teams came out, so congratulations to him. And the other Bulldogs who made the teams, there's a couple more. We'll get to them later on in the broadcast. Right now, Olmsted Falls looking to get the goal. They conceded right back with little delay. It's been around a minute since that goal. They're still looking for their opener. The shot, they find it. A missile launched by Jake Bill. He evens it up as he just sneaks it above Peter Rose's head. We have a tie ball game with 9:47 to go in quarter number one. With the goalkeepers as good as they are, we might actually be in for a slugfest. Another thing not in the bingo card.
When you see Jake Bill taking a shot like that, he's got 54 points on the year. Rifle shot like that, he got a good shot.
And Jake Bill, along with Aidan Toth, the junior, had a step up earlier this year. The star player for Olmsted Falls played 6 games. Believe in those games had around 24 points. Yeah, 24 points, 19 goals, 5 assists, 10 ground balls. But unfortunately, no longer on the team. It was next man up for Olmsted Falls, and those two juniors stepped up when their team needed them the most.
And we have gotten something out of our juniors. Aidan Butler, Diego Nunny join us for the first time this year. And those guys have improved as the year's gone on. It's been nice to see.
Olmsted Falls starting to try and command this ball game the way they want to play. Guilford, runs being made, an excellent run, and a save by Peter Rose.
Nice pass, nice shot, nice save.
Blevins did all he could. It was a perfect cut right to the goal.
Yep.
That's exactly where you need him to make that run to. Now Peter Rose, 245 saves on the year. The shot deflects off the wide orange. I don't know if Rose got a piece of it, but nonetheless, the post bails him out. It's still an even ball game. So 3 minutes in, 2 goals, 1 for each team. But Olmsted Falls circling, looking for their second. DeMarco will be flushed back, played central. The shot goes in the back of the net. A missile this time by Bryce Guilford from a little ways out. Gives the Bulldogs their first lead of the evening.
Number 2, DeMarco does a nice job playing the X back there, passing it around, finding the open man.
DeMarco going to Cleveland State next year. What an excellent shot from Guilford. We said it on the first goal from Bill. Plenty of velocity.
Yep.
That one might have been even more powerful.
Yep.
So after the game started off in favor of Holy Name, 2 on the bounce have found the back of the net for the Bulldogs.
We're going to have to win some face-offs.
Was just about to have to say that. You need to win the face-offs, especially against this team, as we said, who have struggled on that. They have looked dominant today from the center circle. And now here they come once again. Hallis to the left side. Some runs being made. Go behind the goal. Swim made over Margosian. Olmsted Falls looking for someone to make the right run. DeMarco, high pass, scooped in, bobbled right in front of goal. It's a ground ball near the crease and scooped up. A swim move. Anko loses it. Scooped back up by Olmsted Falls right in front of the goal. The shot goes in. An excellent job by Jamison DeMarco to get open and find the ground ball and find the back of the net. This is the Olmsted Falls team we expected to see.
Yep, and DeMarco's on fire right now. You see why he's a D1 lacrosse player.
So that is 2 points in this minute alone. So 8:46 and 8:09 for his 2 points. It's 3-1. A face-off win. It's not wanted. It's a necessity right now for Holy Name.
It is a necessity at this point.
And the necessity will not come to fruition.
And you got to fly in from the sides to help out there.
Need any help he can get. Hallis on the far side. Here come the Bulldogs. Thought about taking a long shot. Played in. Can they work a nice team goal? Toth will take it out. Waits at around the 10-yard line. Some white making movement on the near flank. DeMarco spinning right around the crease. Margosian trying to get rid of him. DeMarco switches sides once again. Run being made. Guilford's open. He gets it. He's being pushed back. The Jackrabbit greets him. Bill goes back behind the goal. Scooped up by DeMarco. Cuts on Margosian. Gets a step up. And saved by Peter Rose.
Nice save by Peter.
DeMarco gets it. Plays it back. The long shot. Saved by Peter Rose once again. Hallis this time launching it. He is almost at 250 on the year. So right now, a 3-1 ball game. Olmsted Falls looking for their 4th. Plays it on back to Bill. High pass. Guilford does a nice job to keep his composure and find it. Plays it off to his left. Hallis played inside. Rose may have gotten a piece. Rzuski now takes it. He'll lose it on the hit. Applied by Blevins. And now the D-Poles are fighting for their lives on that far corner, just trying to get rid of it. A whistle will give them a quick little breather as a flag will fly. So I believe the first flag of the game will go against Olmsted Falls as Guilford makes his way to the box, along with a couple others will go. So it looks like a substitution more than anything.
For the Green Wave, they have some success. We're going to have to be able to clear. Obviously, we get the free clear here with the penalty, but we're going to have to be able to clear the ball and clean ground balls.
So Blevins is the man flagged. He's in the box for 30 seconds, as you can see beautifully on the scoreboard in stadium. Mr. Anko, when you play these schools, Olmsted Falls, Strongs, O'Brunswick, Medina, the list goes on, and you had that beautiful scoreboard. Makes our job a lot easier to see what's going on in regards to what happens in the penalty box.
I got to tell you, we got a great We got a great scoreboard here at Olmsted Falls and a very nice view from the press box here.
One of the best press boxes I believe I've been in my time broadcasting for Holy Name. This one will roll behind Hedgie and we'll go the opposite direction.
Yeah, very comfortable here at Olmsted Falls. The hospitality's been great. Also gave us a shout out announcing that we were covering the game.
And Farrell gets one back. Look at that. A bad pass goes to him, and he finds the back of the net. He has not scored much this year. That is only his third goal of the campaign, but now it's a 3-2 ball game. Look at that.
You take first-year Pat Farrell, sophomore, freshman year, played baseball, wanted him to try lacrosse out. He's had some success, he's had a few assists, a few goals, and you've seen him getting better throughout the season. Look forward to him coming back next year as a junior with a little bit more experience, but he's had a nice first year of lacrosse.
So, Mr. Anko, we're about halfway through the first quarter. Did you expect to see 5 goals? And furthering that question, did you expect to see Holy Name having any on the board?
Honestly, I thought maybe I'd see some goals towards the end of the half or the end of the third or fourth quarter, but not early because I thought we'd have some jitters.
Hedgie spins, loses it, trying to shoot. Rodriguez, haven't seen much of him today, to our surprise. Here he is, plays it to Phoenix Hedgie. The shot,
nice
save. There's an excellent save between the sticks by Caden Vinci. Usually the statement goes, you can't trust a man with 2 first names, but Olmsted Falls trusts their goalkeeper, who has had an excellent campaign, all-region honorable mention. So based on that, he's the 3rd best goalkeeper in the region. Had a career high and a school record 20 saves against Walsh earlier this year in the overtime win.
That was a great win for Olmsted Falls against a tough Walsh team.
Shout out to Walsh beating CVCA by 4 earlier this week, and they get it right back. A nice move made inside. I believe that's Aidan Toth who finds the back netting. The Bulldogs restore a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, beautiful pass, nice shot.
Nothing more that you can really ask for from your stars than to get open, get good looks. If they don't find the back of the net, that's okay, as long as you're making the runs. Yeah. But for Olmsted Falls, they've been as clinical gets.
Yeah, and we go back to the ground balls. We had a chance at a couple of ground balls on our half. Didn't pick them up. Unfortunately, Olmsted Falls gets the ball and, again, cashes in.
When you look at Holy Name, I believe the highest they have a player in the stat of ground balls is 31, I believe. It's something along those lines. I'll check here. Yeah, they have, it's 70 for Tom Yanko, but then a bunch of fall off. DeMarco, 73, 75 for Jack Birch, the Tiffin-bound D-pole or / LSM. Parker Link, 67 ground balls. It's a lot more spread out for Olmsted Falls. Granted, they've played a couple more games, but it shouldn't be that far of a difference. Played centrally low. Blevins can't get it. It's scooped up in the air.
We got a shot at a ground ball. We got to take advantage of those.
I believe that might have been Rzuski more than Rosa got a piece of it. An excellent attempt nonetheless from Olmsted Falls to attempt to find another one. It was an underhand slot shot. I don't mind that at all. Change the arm angle.
Yep.
There's Peter Rose, goalkeeper of the year in Region 5. No surprise there. He now holds the record for most saves in a career in OHSAA history. So obviously you're going to have him be that #1 guy.
Yeah.
Nunny plays it up high to Hedgie. Hedgie just hits off the side post. That is a heartbreaker for Holy Name when every shot will matter in this ballgame if they want to win it.
I tell you tip your cap there. Diego Nunny, nice catch on the run there. Nice pass off to Phoenix there.
That's the best he's looked all year.
That's a good look. Yeah, that's a good look from Diego Nunny. First year junior.
You see pretty much every game except for, I believe it was 2 or 3 games. Padua. No, you saw Padua. Ridgeville and Clay you didn't see. If you did, you watched. But this is the best I pretty much would say. Collectively, we can all agree that Nunny has looked all year.
Absolutely, and I think the last 2 games you've really starting to see the improvement that we were hoping for.
Anko spinning, will shoot from distance and snatched by Vinci. He said it a couple times this year, Mr. Anko. Was that too far off for him to shoot?
I'd like to see him cut the distance and take most of his shots within 10 yards. When you're shooting from 20 yards away, you give that goalie a good look. Good look at the ball.
Excellent run, excellent move. The cut, Rose goes too early, and Bryce Gilliford makes him pay. The Bulldogs now lead it by 3. The clinical finishing from Olmsted Falls has been deadly this afternoon. So that will be Guilford's second goal of the ball game with 3:21 still to play in the opening frame.
Was that two pumps he gave on that one?
So 5-2 ball game with 3:21 left to go in the opening frame. How different would this ball game be if Hedgie just snuck it in?
Yeah.
It was close.
Yep, yep. And you definitely miss Andrew Norris tonight. You miss him on attack as well.
And on faceoffs too. Tom Yanko has to take pretty much every faceoff, if not every faceoff. Norris is your other guy, as well as John Fossa, who's not eligible.
Yep.
Those are your two other guys who would give Tommy a break, as he needs that break. But he has to go in for pretty much every single one, unless Coach Fedor in a playoff game would go to a new faceoff specialist. Knowing Coach Fedor, I don't think he would do that unless the necessity came about.
The two, if he were to sub in somebody, I could see Jeff Bird.
I was thinking Jeffrey Bird.
Yeah, I was thinking Jeff Bird possibly to get somebody a break.
The shot goes wide and will go to the right end zone corner. Holy Name's approach today has been get closer to goal and try and slot it home. Olmsted Falls, they've done a nice job varying it with long shots and also nice runs made near the crease.
Yeah, you see DeMarco just controlling the offense from the X position, just doing a great job.
Reminiscent of Andrew Mueller in years past for Holy Name.
Right
Another
there.
nice run.
There you go.
Almost goes in, goes cross face, bounces in front. Guilford almost found his hat trick. But the combination of Jamison DeMarco and Bryce Guilford has been deadly.
Deadly.
And it's ironic, if you look at the roster, Guilford's listed as a face-off specialist. He might be, but he's pretty good at attack too.
Yep.
Nice shot, gonna go wide. The run was there, the move was there.
Nice D by Riz. Nice D by Riz on that.
Using his head.
Yep.
Now we'll roll away. Winner of this game will take on Medina Highland. They had a big game yesterday against Padua and dominated from start to finish. A 12-3 win over the Bruins.
You know, the Bruins had cut it to 4-2, playing very well, and then just didn't capitalize. The next thing you know, it was 5-2, 6-2. You know, it gets a little bit out of hand, but Padua played a really, really solid schedule this year, had a good season, but gets a tough first round opponent with Highland.
Yard sale, Butler loses his stick, and now DeMarco goes to the ground for Margosian. Leland Walker goes to greet him too. A flag is down, the shot goes in. Forget the flag, Aidan Toth makes Holy Name pay. It's now a 6-2 ball game. You said that game script yesterday, 4-2, and then it kind of creeped. I think we're seeing Groundhog Day in the other end of the bracket.
Yeah. And mentioned at Padua, senior Colin Mateer, I believe, having shoulder surgery next week. Best of luck in surgery and recovery with that. He's a guy who, in football, in lacrosse, and hockey, just had a great high school career. And I know Padua has absolutely loved having Colin Mateer there, so we wish him best of luck with shoulder surgery next week.
I do too. I'm going to Mount Union, and so is he. I want a good lacrosse team.
Yes.
I need Colin to heal up.
Yes, yeah. Best wishes for Colin Mateer.
He's a tough kid. Knowing him, the little conversation I've had with him, he will bounce back just fine.
He will, and Holy Name will not miss seeing him on the football, lacrosse, and
couple
hockey.
Guys from Padua, they're not going to miss seeing him.
Yes.
And even this year, though, Padua, when you're looking at their football team, basketball team, everything, they're bringing back a lot of tough guys.
They are bringing back a lot of talent. Yep.
Riley Cervenka, arguably the cream of the crop. Looking forward to seeing him potentially play week 1 against Alliance. Anko on the near side will make a run. Holy Name needing a spark to get back in this ball game with $1:20 to go in the opening frame. Anko spin, trying to get his way past Birch, swims on over. Flag will fly, the shot goes just wide. He gets decked to the ground in the end. And now we will address the laundry. So we'll go against Jack Birch, so he will go to the box.
Here comes Aidan Butler in the game.
I believe it'll be a 30-second penalty for the senior, and yes, it is.
Aidan Butler's had a heck of a year with football and basketball this year, and now finishing up with lacrosse.
Just the definition of an absolute athlete. You think of Holy Name and athletes, Xavier Rodriguez, Nick Nemeth, Andrew Cole, even Adam Humanek, you can put in that discussion.
Yeah.
But Aidan Butler should be there too.
And Aidan Butler is a throwback to a different time. It doesn't matter how big, that kid is just tough.
Reminds me of Sato from North Olmsted basketball. Kid tough as nails, but a similar height.
Yep.
Rodriguez, haven't seen much of him still. This is the second time I believe he has touched the ball today. Farrell will take it in the end zone. Half a minute to go. Hedgie behind the goal. Low pass goes past Rodriguez, and it will go over the halfway line. And now Olmsted Falls will play it quick. Here they come. They have a big advantage in numbers. DeMarco will run past Margosian. 15 seconds to go in the opening frame. The Bulldogs lead it by 4. Blocked down. The Jackrabbit does the job. But Bounce Bird comes in with a heavy hit on Jake Bill. He will go and try and scoop it up. 5 seconds to go. Bird boxing out, goes out of play with 4.2 to go in the first. Bird needs to be careful at his approach to go in and try and deck. As time expires, it's scooped up by a deep pull and launched up. Lurie sends it forward, but that ends the first quarter in Olmsted Falls, Ohio. Holy Name started off the frame strong, but since then it's been all Olmsted Falls. They lead it 6-2. We'll step aside and be back on in a minute. Top of the next quarter. 12 minutes left to go in the half. It's 6-2 Olmsted Falls. We're just tuning in. I am Nathan Smith alongside me. Mr. Ronco on the call for you this afternoon. It was a good start for Holy Name. But since then, Mr. Ronco, a 6-1 run for Olmsted Falls. How do you break down the Bulldog offense?
Well, you break down their offense by trying to possess the ball more. And we're going to have to get some clean ground balls. We don't get many opportunities, but when you get the opportunity, relax, pick it up cleanly, and let's get a possession. It's going to be really hard to stop an offensive unit like this with this passing.
Nice save by Peter Rose. Gilliford, the missile launched.
But if you can get some possession time, at least you give Pete a break. Just get peppered with shots.
Someone on that far side, I think it might have been Leland Walker, interfered with that pass to Gilliford. If not, Gilliford had a wide open net as Rose was beat.
And this is a different animal. We've been clearing with number 8, but this is a different group of guys here with the Olmsted Falls. These are bigger, stronger guys. He did work his way through.
To be the best, you have to beat the best.
That is very true. Sometimes you got to outsmart the best too.
Butler will play it to his left. Anko gets it low. But Holy Name, they have aspirations of being the best next year. You return your whole team essentially, and you get a freshman class in Rodriguez, another year wiser.
And with a tremendous.
There's a goal.
There you go.
There's X right on cue. It took him a little while to get on the score sheet, but he finally does to begin the second quarter.
Great low placement, nice bouncer. But as you were saying about next year, we got a great freshman hockey class coming in. You hope that 2 or 3 of those hockey players play lacrosse as well to help us out, because boy, does hockey really transition well to lacrosse. Those guys know the game. They understand the concepts.
And at the same time, Coach Ian has been at some lacrosse games, so he might be saying, all right, if you can do lacrosse, come play for me in the winter.
Coach Ian Skekich has done a great job starting out Holy Name again.
Because now a thing, he plays baseball, but get Joey Weiland out there as a backup deep hole. Ramsey got a piece.
There's rumors of big offensive lineman Nathan Davis possibly playing next year. That'd be a good addition at deep hole if he comes out.
That one will have to be broken later on. Don't know if the press is ready to handle that story. I'm certainly not. Toth gets it on the near side. Davis is right next to us doing our scoreboard. He's going to start messing it up if we're not nice to him. The shot, nice save by Peter Rose.
Rose going low.
The fake shot from DeMarco goes to the other side. Link, his first real involvement. He spins back, cuts on Bird, plays it off to his left. Olmsted Falls does a nice job setting up on the outside and finds the run inside. Link sets back on Bird, hands it on off to Blevins, and goes wide into the back netting.
That was a missile, just a little wide.
The power on these shots have been really impressive. Nice cut. The shot goes just above goal. Rose maybe getting a piece, but Bill, another nice move made towards the crease.
They put a lot of pressure on.
It's the playoffs. It's win or go home. The pressure is going to be on regardless of if it's the first quarter or the fourth in a blowout. Played on back. Hallis near side. Link off the orange. So close to going in. That was a missile. You can hear the ding from all the way up here in the press box. Blevins will play it behind the goal. DeMarco, the facilitator, fakes and will go. And this is the last thing Holy Name wants to see. Rzuski is down. Holy Name already has lost many deep holes this year, and they might be down one more. We'll step aside. 8:53 left to go in the first half. Olmsted Falls leads it 6-3. $8:53 left to go in the first half. Rzuski helped off. It'll go to Jacob Orgazzo. I believe he will be a deep pull here, unless they're put Ramsey at deep pull. It looks like that's what they're going to do. So he will go in as LSM instead. So Ramsey, Margoja, and Walker, with a long stick midi being the sophomore Orgazzo. That's probably the best scenario right now for Holy Name given the injury. The shot just goes wide. I think it may have hit Rose. Another nice play from him nonetheless as Bill's attempt goes wide. DeMarco will wait for it behind the goal. Goes centrally now. Blevins, far side. Bill plays it central once again to Link. Left side it goes. The shot goes wide into the back netting. A missile launch.
That was a missile.
Hallis has been playing with plenty of pace to his shots.
Yeah, we're lucky that it's a little wide left, or to our left.
DeMarco waiting for another opportunity to facilitate. Here is his chance. Plays it on back. The shot. Peter Rose snatches it.
There you go, Pete.
Jake Bill launched it with plenty of velocity, but Rose stands tall. Keeps Holy Name only down by 3. I was going to say before the game, for Holy Name to have a chance in this ball game, at worst, down by 4 at the half.
Yeah.
And Walker doesn't see the ball.
And
This could be a big
tough.
turnover. Link will take it out the center, plays it in. Rose comes out of goal and snatches it. That is a heads-up play from him. Rodriguez swims, trying to get it. He will go and chase the ground ball, picks it up, spins out of a hit. Here's vintage Xavier Rodriguez, plays it central to Hedgie, and picked up by the Bulldog defense. Vinci does his job and stands in from a rocket launched by Hedgie.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure to see Hedgie and Rodriguez to play together. They're best of buddies. They know each other's style of play. They're passing to each other. It's fantastic. And you look forward to 2 more years of that.
So Margosian will pick it up. 7:18 left to go in the first half. Holy Name trailing by 3. But at this point in the game, this is not a bad spot for Holy Name to be, given how good their opponent is. And usually this year for Holy Name, their main issue, they play down to their opponent. Having to play up, they might even be playing up to their opponent. Whistle blows, looks like a timeout will be called, and will also step aside. 7 even to go in the first half. Holy Name trails 6-3 to the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs.
Then he interviews the guys after the game.
We have some big news out of Olmsted Falls here. Caden Vinci, 149 saves on the year, most in a season in Olmsted Falls history. And there's one more to add to his collection. That's 150. So congrats to Vinci. An excellent year. As we said earlier, all-region honorable mention. You can tell that kid is a stud between the sticks.
He's got laser focus. And you tip your cap. The rest of your life, you get to say you held a school record. Nobody can ever take that away. They might take the record away at some point, 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now. But you get to tell your kids, your grandkids one day, I had a school record. That's pretty sweet.
You can also have the ESPN stats school records. Gotta love those. Nathan Davis, most games on scoreboard for Holy Name Broadcasting. Gilliford pumps, will spin on in, tries to shoot, does. Nice save by Rose. Toth right there, bobbles around and goes to Rose. A pinball by the goal, but nonetheless, Holy Name survives. They've had a couple go like that today. Bird loses it. He has struggled down the stretch this year, keeping possession of the ball. But now can Olmsted Falls take advantage of it? DeMarco on the far flank looking for some more damage to cause. Plays it in, Gilliford, a goal. Was it ever in doubt when DeMarco picked out Gilliford on a beautiful pass and he would not find the back of the net?
That's how you draw it up. I mean, fantastic.
That's their opener in the corner halfway through it. But Gilliford now on a hat trick of goals, and Olmsted Falls back in the driver's seat will command possession and will command just momentum.
Yeah.
A big turning point. When you set a school record, that is what is going to then propel you. Defense into offense. We've seen Peter Rose do that many times this year for Holy Name. He makes a big save. He gets some kind of record. He does something along those lines. Yeah. And then the offense can feed off.
Yeah. Pete makes a save or two. We struggle to clear. Olmsted Falls gets the ball back. And that's a tough recipe on a defense. They're trying to pack it in and make the shots tough. But Olmsted Falls, seems to find those creases as they cut. But we've got to be able to clear the ball. Clear the ball.
West Geauga, also a team who made some great runs. Olmsted Falls is definitely the Christmas team I feel like we've seen. Highland last year, I'll give them credit. I'd say they're a close number 2. They had a couple of guys, the Howard brothers, who were really good at making the runs. Olmsted Falls will see them next if they win. Rose, another save, goes low and picks it up. And credit to Olmsted Falls, though. As I said earlier, change the arm slot. We say that for baseball. Don Marchetta has done that, gone from a normal pitcher to a sidearm at points, and even to Adam Simber. In lacrosse, it's the same thing. You don't want to always shoot from up, down. You can go low, go side, go from the hip, do something along those lines, and create something. And Olmsted Falls has done that really well today, and that's probably why they're winning this game, and if the result holds, will win this game.
Yeah. I don't have the stats in front of me, but Olmsted Falls might have two, 3 turnovers maybe.
It's been low.
It's very low. We get the ball. We've had several turnovers, and that's really tough.
Rodriguez will take it central at the 30. Plays it on the near side. I believe it's Manny Santiago. This will be his first touches of the ball game. A late bloom for him. He hasn't played much this year, usually down the stretch, but this is, I believe, the earliest we've seen him come in. Yeah. He helps make an impact in the playoffs.
Manny's a freshman basketball player,
and
freshman
soccer.
Lacrosse player, soccer player, 3-sport athlete.
Here comes Hedgie being hit by Hearns. Still continues to run amid being hit. Rodriguez will overlap and wait. Hedgie continues to run with it.
Farrell goes to set a pick, but couldn't quite use the pick.
Now Rodriguez, does he make a solo run? Swims to his right, loses it. A rare mistake for Rodriguez, and Olmsted Falls looks to capitalize on it. Here come the Bulldogs in numbers. DeMarco open on the near side. Bill will wait. He also has Blevins back behind him. The offense will set up a play. DeMarco bobbles, snatches it before Margoji can pick it up. DeMarco into Toth, and a nice save by Peter Rose.
There you go, Pete.
Just jumps up and blocks it. Gilliford plays it back to the far side. Run being made inside. The shot off the post. The crossbar got it this time around. Blevins unlucky not to have a goal. They go again. Gilliford waiting to facilitate. Goes to his right. Bill takes it. Blevins making another run inside. Goes central. Gilliford! Another nice save by Peter Rose.
Pete. There you go, Pete.
Give that man an ice bath after the game.
Jeez.
His depots need to take him to Canes or something, as they have been bailed time after time.
They're getting some rocket shots off.
DeMarco central. Blevins finds the back of the net. Man, oh man, that is a missile. But finally, Jonathan Blevins, not denied by the post or crossbar, finds a goal and extends the Bulldog lead.
Pete Rose made him work for that one.
Olmsted
Falls earned it, but Pete made him work for that one.
That'll be his first goal of the game, and as you said, made him work. He got robbed in the one that hit the crossbar.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, late in the second quarter, this is when you'll see the lack of subs come into play here, with multiple guys injured, few guys to actually come and spell some guys. The end of this quarter is going to be a little tough, probably, these last few minutes here.
And another face-off won by the home team. Like we said earlier, they've struggled this year on ground walls and face-offs. But today, they've been almost perfect. Anko takes it after a nice defensive play. Holy Name needs to get one back going in the half if they want to have a chance to swing the momentum.
Boy, if you could go in 8-4, I think everybody would enjoy halftime a bit more.
4 or less down, you have a chance. Anything more, I feel like the game is over. Hate to say it at halftime of a playoff game, but just the way the game has gone, unless you're able to clean up all the mistakes, and I mean all the mistakes, then you have a chance down by more than 4. And as well, Rodriguez, he has been essentially erased from this game, has a goal to his name, but nonetheless, Mr. Anko, we have barely called his name today. DeMarco kicks it, but we've called it a couple times, but in a playoff game, Olmsted Falls, they did their research. They know 78 points, now 79. They had to minimize him, and they have.
Attack's been standing around for a while, as Olmsted Falls runs their offense.
And another
need to get them more active.
So $1:38 to go in the first half. DeMarco will play it off to Toth. Toth with 2 on the afternoon thus far. Shiu gets it, hands it on off Hallis to the left side. Now minute 20, Toth. One being made near the goal. Played back, DeMarco finds the back of the net. He goes from his X position, goes right near Rose, looks him in the eyes, and slots home a goal. That will be his second of the ball game. And Olmsted Falls, it might be early in the game, that might be their dagger.
Yeah, this will be a key moment here. Seeing if the Green Wave can keep their heads up, keep your heads up, keep working, keep communicating, right?
Toth, I believe, will get the assist, but DeMarco, we said he's played the X position really well, and that's a big part of it. You facilitate behind the goal, but as well, just making a slight little movement near that crease, not going too close to have a crease violation.
Yep. He moves so well without the ball.
Off-ball movement, it's something we preach in basketball, but it's even the same here in lacrosse, if not more important.
Yep.
Anko trying to win the face-off, turns into a ground ball and played up. That was an excellent move by Link just to sky it, and Olmsted Falls will get the ball because of it. Hallis down the center. DeMarco has 2, spins, pick being set. Toth will get open now, less than a minute to go. Toth gets it. Being hit, goes central, heavy hit by Butler, still goes. What a solo run by Aidan Toth! He got hit by 5 neighbors, stood tall, and slotted it home. Wow! Sometimes you just have to tip your cap and say, you deserve that goal.
You do. And if I had to guess, he's maybe a running back in football.
No, he's not.
He is not.
I know they're running backs. He was not on there. I don't think he's a football player.
I would have guessed with those moves and staying on his feet, I would have guessed running back.
No, their running back is senior, but not him. They had a couple of rushers in that game. I mean, their football offense is basically, I don't want to say it's wing tee because it's not, but it's all revolved around running the ball. Their quarterback, Rosal, ran the ball. I believe he had 100 yards in the game I covered for them, which is actually the first game I wrote for Keon Sports back in October. That's the last time I was in this press box, and now today, we saw Derek Neckar in that game have an excellent day running the ball. Now we're seeing excellent runs from this lacrosse team. They have a chance to find an 11th before halftime.
And there's a ground ball that we failed to pick up. We got to relax and pick up ground balls.
Rose will run and get it behind goal. 15 seconds before half, but just play it forward. Charlie, you need to get rid of the ball. There he goes. But played right back to Olmsted Falls. They have a chance. Rose caught off his line. Here comes Blevins. Saved by Peter Rose. Just falls on it. And that will take us to the break. The horn sounds, and Peter Rose can take a break, goes immediately for the water bottle, and you can't blame him. Halftime at Olmsted Falls. The Bulldogs lead it 10-3, and they are well deserving of the lead they have, Mr. Anko. So far for them. As of right now, if the result holds, we have one more scheduled broadcast of the year. It's on Monday. Holy Name, the 27th seed in baseball. They have made some noise thus far, but they have a tough task at Dodge Intermediate at 2:30 on Monday. St. Vincent, St. Mary, Coach Shepard's boys roll on into town. They lost by 3 earlier this year Don Marchetta versus either Large or Sloan on the mound for St. V's. It's going to be a great game there. You're not going to want to miss that game. To stay up to date on all the games we're covering, follow Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all Holy Name sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to Holy Name Athletics YouTube and put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. But with that, we'll step aside for the halftime break. The Bulldogs dominating up 10-3. Back on for the second half here as Mr. Anko, as he does at home, comes on back late. Welcome back, Mr. Anko. Glad to have you with us this afternoon. 10-3 ball game currently in favor of Olmsted Falls.
In fairness, there is usually a good chance that I run into some people that I know in the stands, and that happened again today.
You know everyone, Mr. Anko. That also helps a lot.
I know a few people.
Know a few people.
I know a few people.
Might be the biggest understatement we've heard in Holy Name broadcasting
Oh my
history.
gosh, yes.
But nonetheless, Holy Name started off the game really well, and this half will start off really well for Olmsted Falls as they almost
my
score.
gosh.
I think it went off the crossbar.
Oh my gosh. No,
I think Rose
Pete
got a
Rose,
piece though. No. Wow.
Number 8, Tommy Anko tried to fill in there. Didn't need to because Pete makes a heck of a play. That was big time right there.
Wow, that was one way to start
That
the
was
half.
big time.
And Bird loses it. But going back to what we were trying to say there, Anko, first goal of the game. Since then, basically all Olmsted Falls. They look for their 11th now.
Yeah, it was an exciting first few minutes.
Mr. Anko, I'm sure that's a proud father moment for you, seeing Tommy in the first minute of his playoff career score.
Well, you know, when it's your daughter or son, you see how much work they put in, and how much they think about it, and they're taking their vitamins and eating right the day before and the day of, trying to get right for games, and to see some success is very, very exciting when you see the work put in.
And this Olmsted Falls team, you can tell they're putting the work in. You can
The
go down the roster, and everyone has hustled today a lot.
And the chemistry that you see with them, they know where they're moving, they know where they're going, they play so well together.
And that is in large part due to Jameson DeMarco, who has facilitated perfectly. He might be a better assister than John Stockton.
He is. There you go, on cue.
The spin, the shot goes in. So the half will start with some more fireworks. Olmsted Falls finally finds the back of the net. Jake Bill, another around 2 minutes in. Olmsted Falls now leads it 11-3, a well-deserved goal.
Sorry, so that was Jake Bill on the score for the Bulldogs, making it 11-3, 3:17 left in the third.
So 10-17 left to go in the third.
It was 6-3 at one point. It is now 11-3, and we got to stop the bleeding here.
We talked about it earlier, going back to yesterday's Highland versus Padua game. The game was close, 4-2, then 6-2, and then kept going till it was 12-3. The game script has basically presented itself the exact same for the game that plays the winner of that game.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if you are a high school lacrosse fan, that Highland potential Olmsted Falls game would be a dandy to see.
That might be one that a lot of media goes to. Might have to make a call and see if I can get someone, a media source, to go pick up the bill and go cover the game. That'd be a fun one to watch.
That would be a great one to watch.
The Howard brothers, Olmsted Falls is firepower. It's going to be fireworks if that game is the one that happens. As of right now, we're looking very likely to see that game. Olmsted Falls, their goal right now, though, finish this game out and get one step closer to returning to historic Crew Stadium and try to repeat. And the near side, it goes to Bill, who just scored a goal, has 2 on the afternoon, scored the first and the latest. Goes to Rose as he will scoop it up, play it behind the goal to Anko. Anko, a great playoff debut for him. The opening goal, considering that he has had to take every face-off, had to basically facilitate running up the field, being hit like that, flag will fly. Don't know about that flag. Maybe a trip. If they believe he got the shove, then yes, that's a good flag. He might have just been tripped up on it.
Well, when you extend the arms, you can't extend the arms.
That also does not help.
You cannot extend the arms.
But Anko's basically had to take up every single ball. Because Jeffrey Bird, when he takes it up, he gets to a certain point and just hit from behind.
Yeah, we need some laser focus this half. Keep your head up, laser focus, see what happens.
There's some uncharacteristic errors in the playoffs this year. I mean, even last year, in talking to the guys on the team, what happened in that CVCA game was, I believe it was X was told to shoot with 8 seconds on the clock. He shot with 10, and there's your 2 seconds that let them go down the field and score.
Yep.
It was the little things. Would Holy Name gotten past Walsh? Probably not. But you would like to have had them have that shot. They made the trip out to Toledo St. John's the year prior. Going in that game, there was little hope. They still put up a good fight in that game.
Yeah.
Given the driving they had to do, they played a good game, just came up short. That was a great team, though, Mr. Anko. That playoff win against Padua, Kachanik the winner. Rodriguez, the shot. Snatched by Vinci, and he makes a second effort and finally clinches the save. Nice move.
Kachanik on face-offs. Kachanik with his shot. Once he hurt his wrist in that game, that Toledo St. John's game took a turn. But when we had Kachanik in there, it was a great ball game.
Believe he has the record for most career face-off one. Pretty much every face-off set, I believe, is his.
Correct.
I believe he's playing college lacrosse. Spin move made behind the back. Bill can't convert.
Another save by Pete Rose.
Has to be nearing 20. Plays central. The shot gets hit. And it rolls. Rose can't get it. It's still a loose ball. And now bounces out of play. A lot of those balls are just kind of settling in front of goal, but no one can pick them up.
We need the ground balls. We need the ground balls. Clean ground balls.
We've been preaching that since the first quarter, but it's even arguably more true now in the game.
Because there's just so few opportunities for them, and you got to take advantage of when you get them.
When you're playing the best team in the state from last year, any mistake they make, you have to capitalize on.
Yeah, junior high social studies class, George Washington Plunkett. I seen my opportunities and I took them.
And Bryce Gilliford sees his opportunity and takes it. Another missile. Finds the back of the net from that young man. Give him 4 on the day. Olmsted Falls now leads at 12-3, matching the scoreline from last night's game from Highland and Padua.
Great placement, upper left corner with pace, great spot.
All you can do is tip your cap to Bryce Gilliford.
Yep.
He has had one heck of a game. Aidan Toth, Jameson DeMarco, Jake Bill, Blurry on defense has done his job many times. Hallis and Blevins also a couple nice shots. Caden Vinci between the sticks. There has been no one on this Olmsted Falls team who has had an okay or worse game. Everyone has had a great game.
Yeah, everybody's contributed, and I don't envy you trying to pick out players of the game. That's for sure.
I feel like you have a couple that stand out, but your players that get key players, you could pretty much list the whole roster.
Yeah.
Anyone that's touched the field for this team today has made an impact in some way, shape, or form, and it adds a good impact at that. Anko trying to facilitate fakes, will shoot, and saved by Vinci once again.
Vinci's had a nice game today.
Set the record for most saves in a single season in Olmsted Falls boys lacrosse history.
Number 8, Tommy Anko put that in a nice spot, but Vinci made a nice save.
Nice pick from Butler, but he loses it. Birch picks it up, spins back. The Tiffin commit will take it up the center. This is reminiscent of Brock Boomsma from last year. Jack Birch spins, gets hit, and will roll on back. Whistle blows as he gets rid of it.
Timeout, Olmsted Falls.
But a nice run there by Jack Birch. Picks it up. Like I said, that is very reminiscent of Brock Boomsma when he was given the opportunity last year to run rampant down the flanks.
I think Brock was foaming at the mouth on that play.
And with 7:16 left to go in the third, we'll step aside. The Bulldogs 2 so far in the quarter, almost up by double digits. 7:16 left to go in the third. We've said it a lot today. Peter Rose has to be close to 20 saves. Oh, he's as close as he can be without having 20. He's at 19.
With 7+ minutes left in the third period.
We're trying to figure out what the record is for most in a single game in Holy Name boys lacrosse history.
I know that it was originally around like 21 or 22 originally, but I know that Pete has broken that multiple times since then.
I can tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. The record is held by Peter Rose and will be until the day that God decides to bring hellfire on this earth.
Yeah, he broke the record against Toledo St. John's at the end of
yes, he did.
Yeah, at the end of the season, and then he broke his own record multiple times.
And the impressive thing about that St. John's game, that was, I believe, his only third career start.
Correct.
It was something crazy like that. He came in late.
Yeah. John Onko had played goalie the game before against Padua and played lights out in the double overtime victory. And then Pete Rose ended up playing goalie in the Toledo St. John's game. And, as John Onko had predicted, broke the school record.
Margosian running for his life, being hit, can't get rid of it, just needs to fling it if he can. Does a nice job to keep his composure. Brzezinski, who's back in the game, gets it and skipped up by Rose, but Margosian could have easily panicked. But nonetheless, he did his job on that occasion. That's all you can ask for from your young D-pole. Mr. Onko, I believe you can agree on this. From last year to this year, not only the player that Margosian is, but the maturity level of him has just improved. It's very impressive.
Pete, really, Pete, I'm sorry, Charlie has improved so much. He's got a high motor. He's got a high IQ. He has exceeded expectations this year. Now, you're playing against a great Olmsted Falls team with a dynamite offense. But Charlie has grown so much. And you're talking about a guy who one day is in the school musical, and then the next night's, helping us, on defense. He's a well-balanced young man.
I'll do you one better. One day is playing D-pole against Benedictine. The next minute, in the third quarter, goes into the school to go get ready for the musical. I'll do you one better.
You're right. I forgot about that. He literally played half the game, and then went to the musical.
And played a great game.
He was also fantastic in the musical this year.
Onko on the near side, 12-3. Olmsted Falls does have a man in the box, so it's a man-up opportunity for the green and white. If they can capitalize, they need to. They want a chance to get some goals back in this ballgame. Butler will make his run towards the goal and be hit away. He will launch the jackrabbit. His attempt is defended nicely by Vinci, who gets a piece and sends it to his right.
And that is the best shot we've seen out of Aidan Butler this year.
Except for the goal.
Except for his goal. Let's say.
But that was an excellent shot. It was the right shot to take at this point in the game. Now is the time. If you take a long shot, no harm, no foul. You're down by 9. Rodriguez would like to see him take a solo run. I would like to see them set up a play designed for him.
Yeah.
Farrell behind. He has a goal to his name today. Rodriguez takes it. Rodriguez bounces just over goal.
Yeah. And with Vinci in that goal, you don't want to take anything beyond 15 yards. If you're taking anything beyond 15 yards, that kid is locked in.
It kind of sounds like the game script that teams played against Peter Rose of, we're not taking anything from 10 yards out.
Yeah.
I believe it was said by a couple teams this year, told Peter flat out, that's what they were told.
Yeah.
Onko for his second goes over. But as well, look at those plays. You see a D-pole and a goalkeeper go for it. And we'll step aside potentially here. We do have an injury. Can't see who it is. It might be Onko. Believe it is. We'll step aside. 5:14 to go. We'll take a break. 5:14 left to go in the third. Anko being helped off. Mr. Anko, it's your kid. We'll let you talk about what happened.
You know, it's sports. You know, you're 6'1", 140 pounds, and you know, you get hit. And the most important thing is you got to get back up. You know, you're going to get hit in lacrosse and in football and basketball. You're going to get hit. You got to get back up, and you got to show that you can work through it. It's not fun, right? But if, you know, you got to understand there's a difference between hurt and injured, right? And sometimes you're hurting, and that's where sports builds character. If you're injured, you can't go back in. If you're hurting, you try and find a way to get back in and help your teammates out. And that's what you got to find out right now, where he's at.
And that's a speech given every year by Coach Day to his Banshees. I remember hearing that one. I heard it the day before my concussion. There's a reason I didn't report it to the trainer. Nonetheless, we're where we belong now. As on announcements yesterday, Zach Zambo said, a lot less likelihood of getting concussed up tier, but still not zero. An angry fan could not like something. You never know.
Special shout out to some of our lacrosse alum here tonight. I see Aidan Schieferstein, Andrew Mueller, John Anko, Gabe Young.
A lot of alum from that team last year. A lot of those great players. You're seeing a lot of the class of 23 making their return for sporting events. Softball, Ali Roche, I believe. Did I see it? I think I did. I think it was either her or Kelsey I saw at those games.
I'll tell you what, Ali Roche, heck of a softball player. Jeez, oh man, what a leadoff hitter. Outstanding outfielder, great hitter, excellent speed.
It's the now here's a guy from Chris Collinsworth. There's the incorporation. You're about to say it after Aidan Toth's solo run. But Holy Name still down by 9, doing a nice job to prevent themselves from going down by double figures. I feel like that right now is a win in this game. Keep it within 9 or less. You take it on the chin. You go into 2025 a better team. This was a rebuilding year. This was not the year they expected to win a state title or even compete for one.
I've heard Coach Fedor say multiple times this season was a giant scrimmage about getting better, getting more experience, and he was very, very right about it.
But the breakout of Xavier Rodriguez, I don't think anyone really saw it coming, except Xavier and maybe Coach Fedor. Yeah. And Xavier's family. You could tell just them in the stands, they know how talented he is, and they're not wrong. He is one heck of an athlete. That big three of Frank, Nemeth, and Rodriguez in the class of 26, not only for football, but just at an athletic standpoint, is very impressive. We're starting to see some of the younger guys for Olmsted Falls get some run. Blevins goes behind the goal. The give and go at the mark. The shot goes wide of Petey Rose. Do not have a name for number 30 who's on the field right now for Olmsted Falls. But in a playoff game, that's big for him to get experience.
Yeah. And the word was that Olmsted Falls was calling up some JV players.
As Peter told me before the game.
Yeah, apologize to any parents or grandparents who, if we don't know your son's name, we apologize if we don't have him on our roster.
We'll do our best and try and figure out who they are at the next break. Still a 12-3 ball game. Played centrally, goes to Link. The shot goes just wide. But still, Olmsted Falls, they're not giving up bad possessions. They're still doing a nice job applying plenty of pressure.
They are. Nice cuts, pretty crisp passes.
Fatigue setting in, but they still look like a crisp ball team.
Yeah. And
almost goes in. Rose, I believe, potentially getting a piece, but that goes in. The rebound finds the back of the net, and now Olmsted Falls leads it by 10. Can't tell who got the final piece. My best guess, Henny might have gotten in on it.
I could not tell.
He was right there, right around there. It looks like Parker Link's pointing to himself saying he scored it. We're going to go with Link's word on it and give him the goal with 2:05 to go. Nonetheless, that was an excellent effort. Link, right place, right time. It was only a matter of time before we had to scoop and score a goal, just given the pinball nature of Holy Name's defense around the goal. Yeah. Like you said, Mr. Ronco, ladies and gentlemen, stop us if you heard it before, but you've got to win the very few ground balls that happen.
They rarely happen. Get them cleanly. And here we are with Aidan Butler taking the face-off here.
That was one I was not surprised about.
His first of the year.
his low center of gravity could help. He's fighting for it. Almost tried grabbing the stick away from Hewitt. And now a move made. Hallis will take it. Olmsted Falls not done. They're looking for more. A play behind the goal. DeMarco shuffling. Being hit away. Played on back. Shiu. Runs being made. Played central. The shot bounces wide. Hallis too close of a bounce. Goes to the left corner, but still another opportunity for the Bulldogs to set up another attack.
Still hoping to see number 8, Tommy Anko, get his gear back on. As of now, he's sitting with his shoulder pads and helmet off. Not sure if he's going to re-enter.
As much as you want him back in, the game is a lost cause, essentially. If it's a potential injury risk at this point in the game, you don't put him back in. As much as you want to see him get back on, you have to think for next year. You would hate to see him go back out there, limp in or something, and get hit again and be done.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a 13-10 ball game. At that point, I'd say, oh, yeah, if he wants to come back in, you let him in. 10-point ball game against a very good team.
That is very true. But you only get a few years at this, and you know darn well as you sit here a night before prom and graduation comes here, that the years go quick, and you don't really want to have to end the last game on the bench. You hopefully get to maximize all your plays.
What a save by Peter Rose! He goes up and gets another web gem.
Maximizing plays, Pete Rose. Fantastic.
You can use the term web gem, and there's another one. There's technical webbing. It's netting. You can call it a net gem, whatever you want to call it.
Gem.
It's amazing, nonetheless. DeMarco trying to get to the goal Olmsted Falls deserves. But nonetheless, Rose is a brick wall right now. They try and break it down. DeMarco being flushed back, played towards goal. The shot goes over. Olmsted Falls unlucky not to have found the back of the net in this sequence. 10 seconds to go in the third. Can they make something crazy happen? Bobble before they can get rid of it. It's in front of goal. Shupin's shot, no good. Defended by Rose. He launches it. He needs effort, not enough. He can take a breather, but heading into the fourth, Olmsted Falls, they are about to advance to round 3 of the OHSAA Playoffs and have a date with Highland. 12 minutes left to go in Holy Name season as of right now. The Bulldogs dominating up by 10. Fourth quarter here in Olmsted Falls, and a face-off win immediately as Link will take it up. They're trying to find a quick fire goal. DeMarco, a nice goal. Opportunity defended nicely by Peter Rose. He now needs 10 goals to break his own record for most goals in a single game in Holy Name history. So the 10 saves away from that. It should have been a goal for Olmsted Falls by all means.
Point blank range.
Staley will pass it on off. Hallis. Shue gives it to the far side. Goes to DeMarco, gets it on one hand. A run being made. Kasuf just into the game. Shoots and saved by Peter Rose. Now 9 away. He might get it. But the two numbers we didn't know, number 30, Dylan Staley, number 25, Colin Kasuf, both freshmen called up to play in this playoff game. Shout out to them. And in goal now for Olmsted Falls, Owen Butterfield. The sophomore getting a run, giving Vinci a break. Rodriguez tries to scoop it up, but cannot. He gets boxed out, and a double hit. No flag will fly. I don't know how there wasn't one. It was close, but I don't know.
I thought the arms were extended, but they got a better view than we do.
It was either Bird or Rodriguez. I feel like Bird was the one they were going to get.
Yep. I thought
saw
he
what you
extended
did.
his arms, but
there was a little extension.
Yeah.
It won't matter in this game, but
No.
Olmsted Falls not very happy.
No.
And fairly so.
Yeah.
Near side Hewitt plays it at central, rolls around, scoops up. Nunny just loses it immediately. This team they feel like they're deflating. Margosian, on the other hand, has plenty of speed left. He takes it down that far flank. Can he give some sort of spark to Holy Name? Margosian still going. Charlie Margosian saved by Butterfield. Now he will have to retreat quickly to go back on defense. That was an excellent effort.
Great
Falls
hustle, Charlie. Great hustle, kid.
A nice change from Coach Fedor. LSM Cam Ramsey coming back on. That was the change to make with Margosian sprinting on back.
That was great hustle by Charlie. Great work. Not the result he wanted, but that's the effort we all love to see.
Especially this late in a game that the winners basically decide.
And he's played every second of the game thus far.
Kasuf goes central, this time to Hallis. Played in. The shot goes just wide. The effort from Staley defended nicely. Rose still needs, I believe, 9 saves for most in a single game. Near side, Henny. Spinning on Rzuski, loses it. Nice job there. Little Ritz does his job. Now he needs to win the ground ball. Just keeps hitting it away, overruns it, continues to roll, and just gifted almost to DeMarco. He still tries to scoop it up, rolls it away. Bird now in on the action. Probably the longest ground ball of the game, finally won by Jamison DeMarco.
Guess who? DeMarco.
DeMarco can do it all. Assists, goals, face-offs, ground balls. No matter what this team needs him to do, he can do it. Played central. Hallis finds the back of net. A missile from well out. Raymond Hallis, the midi sophomore, does his job. It's now a 14-3 ball game. We have a football score, ladies and gentlemen.
No one's stopping that shot. Great location, great speed.
So that is Hallis's first goal of the game. And it comes with 8:37 left to go.
Yeah. Very special Holy Name shout out to Sister Paula, longtime librarian. Sister Paula retiring this year. Best of luck. You've earned a great, peaceful, enjoyable retirement, sister.
I did not know she was retiring.
Sister Paula is retiring after many, many years in Catholic education, a wonderful sister of Notre Dame. We hope you enjoy retirement, sister.
Shout out Sister Paula.
You know I'm good for a couple shout outs.
Oh, yeah. It's expected when you're here. Somehow Mr. Anjo has a shout out for someone I taught back in 2003 that now lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico, whose neighbor's cousin plays for Holy Name or something along those lines.
You don't realize you've been broadcasting these games all these years, and you don't understand that we have people in Ohio, we have people in California, we have people in Michigan, we have people in Florida that like watching this game. They like watching this game, and you give them a chance to be a part of Holy Name Sports for these last several years.
And he tries scooping it up, Holy Name avoids a scare. Margosian gets rid of it. Rose, an uncharacteristic mistake, has to pick it up. It goes behind the goal. It's still in play. Now, finally, whistle blows. Maybe a crease violation, but Charlie Margosian, in a game that the defense has been really shaky, has really stood out. You can make a case that he's one of your 3 key players for Holy Name in today's game.
Charlie brought the energy, and he's one of those guys playing for 48 minutes right now. He just brought it.
Put his hands on his knees, kind of reminiscent of Jimmy Butler in that finals game back in 2020, just going to that side and just putting his head down, exhausted.
Here comes number 8, Tommy Anko, back into the game. Some sore ribs.
Knowing his family, I'm not surprised he's toughing it out.
You know, it just means, you know, as a parent that he's okay. That's all. You just want to know that they're okay.
But I think you know his family pretty well, Mr. Anko. I think you get some shout-outs there. Anko being defended.
You know, Tommy was running the scoreboard when he was 6, 7 years old at Brooklyn High School. People didn't know he was doing the scoreboard at 6, 7. He's getting balls at 8, 9, 10, 11.
Rodriguez now has 2 on the game. A nice run from him, but still a quiet day at the office. Now give him 69 goals on the year. And I believe points-wise for him, he now has broken the 80 mark. It might be a little too late. Holy Name gets another one. Their first goal of the half. I mean, right now, you got to take positives into the next year. That has to be the mindset of his Holy Name Green Wave team. Sean Smith got a couple of runs made out there. Missing senior sunset for this game. There you go. You got to give him a little bit of a run. And the faceoff does not go to plan. Flinged back. Ramsey goes and gets it. So the LSM does his job upon re-entry. And we'll run down that far flank and Holy Name find another. Can they start to find a spark? Rodriguez just goes over. But as well, Mr. Anko, going back to that first quarter, I feel like that Phoenix hedgy miss that just hit the corner, that has to be looked at as the turning point of this game. Gordon has it. Flag will fly, so Holy Name will try and do something, and the possession's over. Now the flag will apply. Shout out as well to Olmsted Falls. We now have some other players' names and numbers for when they enter the game.
A special thank you for everybody at Olmsted Falls for the hospitality, allowing us to broadcast the game and also giving us the numbers of some of the JV players.
Yeah, well, shout out to Mr. Cox and the athletic director here. I've dealt with him a couple of times for Keon Sports stuff, for Holy Name Broadcasting. Been great to work with. Quick replies. Make sure whatever we need is taken care of. So a big shout out to him. He has been a great AD to work with. Many great ADs that you can give shout outs to. We'll give another one on Monday as St. V's AD, one of the best in the business. I believe he got some recognition over the past couple of days in the Stark County area. Played on back. Butler goes central to Rodriguez, who has 2 today. Played to Phoenix Hedgie. Hedgie looking for some players to get open. Had Bird open. Plays it back to Rodriguez on the bounce. Scoops it up. Goes towards goal. And finds the back of the net. Rodriguez, 2 goals in quick order. Both of them within a minute and a half. Holy Name, like I said, it might be a little too late. That's 2 more goals to add to the tally. And now they have the same amount of goals as they had last year in their playoff loss, if I'm not mistaken.
6-5.
There you go.
6-5 loss to CVCA.
So now that's 70 on the year, 9 away from the all-time record in a season. And Holy Name, obviously not going to hit it this year. He has a good shot at doing it next year. And as well, he's in exclusive company. Him and Zach Spalding, along with Andrew Mueller. I'm assuming Rodriguez has 100 goals by now. You add last year's into it. In that kind of club of 100-plus goals. If he's not there, he'll get it early next year. So
I was very fortunate to be able to work the games with Zach Spalding and Brady Kern and Laviano and those guys, and those are some just fantastic teams.
2018.
And Zach Spalding.
17 or 18.
Zach Spalding was a special player.
Because there's the year they had that long shot going against River. Nice run and a goal right back. Parker Link The game might be almost over, but Olmsted Falls just as clinical as they were back at 7 o'clock.
Once again, beautiful pass from DeMarco, number 2.
So Link now with 2 goals on the afternoon. Makes it now a 15-5 ball game.
Number 4, Parker Link with that score for the Bulldogs. Making it 15-5, 5:54 left in the game.
Padua played this team to a 17-5 loss. So if it's any consolation for Neighbor Nation, right as of right now, knock on wood, it can still change. You've done a better job against these Olmsted Falls Bulldogs than Padua did. And that has to be something to take into next year. But to be fair, I feel like Holy Name played a better overall game against Padua, as if you look at that second half alone, they won it, I believe, 6-3 or 4.
We did settle down after a rough first quarter.
It was just domination by Padua in that game.
That first quarter, they absolutely dominated. Trey Gasparo, freshman sensation with 5 goals that game, 3 in the first 13, 14 minutes of the game.
I was talking to some media from Padua about him actually earlier today, just how good of a player he was. Even had some nice things to say about Peters. Sometimes, no matter the year, you just have to take a step back and appreciate greatness. Peter Rose, a great year. Xavier Rodriguez, he might come out now for the last time this year. A great campaign for him. Those two of the best players I've seen play. Vinci in between the sticks for Olmsted Falls, an excellent player.
DeMarco, fantastic.
DeMarco. A lot of great players over the years that we've seen. When I say over the years, last 2. Maybe 15 lacrosse games, there's been some great players.
Yeah.
And also for the girls' side of things, Vanessa Deming over at Highland might have witnessed the start of an excellent career over in Medina County. Anka will run towards goal, go around the crease, tiptoes around it, bounce pass, cannot find Butler. Now he will go after and try and make a run towards Kasuf. He gets out of the hit heavy still, but he still is on his feet, and that's what matters. So now here comes the Bulldog offense. Played, bobbled.
Play the ball, play the ball, play the ball.
Clammer going back for it, cannot get a piece, rolls around.
Butler
Sheen
with the
trying to get
kick. Yeah, Butler with the kick, smart play.
And Butler taken out, trying to go for the ball. Finally picked up by Aidan Shiu. One of, I believe, 2 freshman officials listed on the varsity roster heading into the game. Flag will fly. It'll go as Holy Name. Margosian picks it up. And now we will address the laundry.
We'll have Jeff Bird head into the penalty box here. Should be a minute.
So he can re-enter with 3:09. But do you have him re-enter?
And that was a no-doubter.
I feel like at this point in the game, he has a couple more years. I want to see Sean Smith get in this game and finish out high school on a high note. He is not a kid who likes recognition, but Mr. Ronco, I feel like you almost have to give him some recognition.
You're right. He's not here for the recognition at all, but he's been a nice addition. He's got a great attitude.
And a
It's
career
been
goal.
an absolute pleasure. Yeah, absolute pleasure to have joined the team this year.
The spring rally, if it wasn't for Mrs. Rini handing me a piece of paper at 2:05 before we started at 2:10, his name would not have been announced. He did not want to be announced. He didn't go for the team.
He's
just that humble.
He's not about glory or anything.
And speaking of that, Coach Feeder the same way, Man of the Year in Region 5, one of the best coaches in all Northeast Ohio. If he watches back and listens to us, he's not going to like that we're talking just about him and not about the game, but still, we got to give Coach Fedor his flowers. A class act, an excellent head coach who wants the best for his players, and a missile finds the back of the net. Matthew Heaney once again is now a 16-5 Olmsted Falls lead. Nothing more you can say about these Bulldogs. They're the better team on the day, and forget what seed they have, Mr. Anko. If they play like this down the stretch, there's a very good chance Historic Crew Stadium can host these Bulldogs once again.
They have chemistry. They have multiple shooters. They have a player who distributes fantastically.
But going
They
back
have
to
a goalie who's been absolutely solid. They got great parts, and that Highland game is going to be fantastic.
And going back to Coach Fedor, Mr. Anko, you've known him for years. Talk about Coach Fedor and just what he means to this program.
Well, Coach Fedor, on multiple occasions, has told the officials what the Ohio high school rules were, and because of the difference, the other team has actually benefited. And I've seen multiple times when the other team's coaches have looked over like, really? Like, yeah, no, that's the rule, and it's actually their ball. Coach Fedor loves lacrosse. He loves, teaching kids the game, and he's worked with a lot of guys, first-year players. He runs man-up lacrosse. He just loves the game of lacrosse, and he knows the game of lacrosse.
So that game, Olmsted Falls versus Medina Highland, will be here at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, May 22nd. Mr. Anko, that is going to be one heck of a game heading into the home stretch of the year. And the winner of that game will then take on the top of the bracket, which currently still consists of Copley, a low 10 seed. For Copley's ranking, they're very low. They're a top team in his region, who I feel like could upset Worcester if anyone was to do so. But Worcester, they're dominating Canton Central Catholic. Last time I heard 12-0. And another goal! That might be a first career goal, and I think it is! Dylan Stanley finds the back of the net. We do have confirmation. Olmsted Falls, you have a great future and a great player in Dylan Staley. Mr. Anko, he's been due for that goal. Congrats to the freshman. Got the call for the playoffs, and now has a moment he will never forget. And even though we're Holy Name Broadcasting, it is a privilege to be able to call that young man's first goal.
You'll never forget your first goal in your last game.
Just had to stop what you're doing. Just
two things you'll always remember. First goal, and the Olmsted Falls fans let him hear it. All excited for him.
As much as I want to see Holy Name continue to battle this game, let's see Colin Kasuf get his first one as well.
Yeah.
Kasuf, let's get him one too. And they have a chance to do so. Hewitt. There'll be a running clock now, trying to find Snowburner, can't find him. And now here comes Holy Name. Butler, with plenty of pace, takes it up the center flank. Can he do some late damage? Yard sale gets decked. Wow, that's a heavy hit on the Jackrabbit as he goes to the ground. And now here comes Olmsted Falls and Mr. Anko.
It's what you like to see.
You just heard the crowd go crazy. Even the soundboard goes crazy for it, too.
And guess what? Aidan Butler gets right back up and comes right back after you.
He's the Jackrabbit for a reason.
He is the
Jackrabbit had to go back into the rabbit hole for a second.
He is the Jackrabbit.
So now 1:40 left to go on the year for Holy Name. They will end at 9-6 in a rebuilding year. If that's your rebuilding year, Mr. Anko, you have to appreciate what you have in your team.
You literally have every single player coming back. Hopefully you come back and have a bit of a healthier year next year. And you bring back one of the top goalies in the state in Pete Rose.
And an unsung shot on the far side. A shot goes in. We might have another first career goal. Landon Snowburger, is that his first career? Yes, it is. So 2 first career goals in a row for Olmsted Falls. Now gives them an 18-5 lead. Congrats to that young man, too. What was that line again? You'll always remember your first goal and your last game.
Your first goal and your last game are two things you remember in high school career. And folks, this is the way you do it. This isn't running the score up or anything. This is putting other guys in, letting them play. They practice hard. You let them play. And when you have these young guys score, it's exciting for the whole community, and you're still playing the game because everybody comes to watch a game. They want to see you keep playing.
And there's a shot we'll go to in a minute here. Kind of move the camera towards our right side a little bit. Sean Smith, you see him, number 33. We don't have a face-off. We want to zoom in on him talking to Jack Birch. That is a man looking at the field one final time as he hangs up the cleats. It's a short career, but nonetheless a great career for Sean Smith. You can see him over there, just taking it all
standing
in
on the 23-yard line. All right, standing on the 23-yard line.
Whistle blows. We have a ground ball. It'll go to Olmsted Falls, and as the horn sounds, the defending champions roll on, and we'll have a home playoff game on Wednesday against Medina Highland. The fireworks will be aplenty in Olmsted Township. Mr. Anko, these Bulldogs can repeat if they play like this. 4 seed might be too low.
They could be the dark horse of this region. Congratulations to Olmsted Falls. Best wishes moving on. And to Holy Name, right? Maybe not the way you want to finish here and stuff like that, but with a young roster, hope lift weights, keep getting better.
Your player of the game brought to you by Keon Sports. I feel like you have to go to the top goal scorer here, but I'm going to give 2 players here as your players of the game. Bryce Gilliford with 4 goals will be one of my players of the game. And my other one, 2 goals, Jamison DeMarco. Just the way he facilitates the ball is excellent. I don't think I've seen a player that technical with the ball since Andrew Mueller at the latest. But like I said earlier, he passes the ball maybe even better than John Stockton did in the NBA.
DeMarco controlled the game. He set the tone in the first half. He really showed why he's going to be at Cleveland State, why Cleveland State's getting a nice lacrosse player.
Well, with that, that will do it for our coverage of 2024 Hawaiian Boys Lacrosse. It was only supposed to be 2 games. It was only supposed to be Lakewood and EC. But the views came, the support came, everything that we needed from Neighbor Nation came to fruition, and we provided them almost 10 games. Did not expect this back in
Listen,
March.
I know the players, the coaches, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the friends. Everybody appreciates all the work that you and your father have done. You know, your dad on the camera is top notch. And just Neighbor Nation completely appreciates being able to watch all these games: softball, baseball, lacrosse, hockey, football, basketball, soccer, you name it. It has been an absolute pleasure being able to watch these games that we could not watch years ago.
And now for my career, it might be one more game. It depends on what Coach Macetta's men do on Monday. They take on St. Vincent St. Mary in round 3 of the OHSAA Playoffs, a district semifinal game. 2:31st pitch into Williamsburg. To stay up to date on all the games we're covering, follow Hawaiian Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all Hawaiian Name Sports, follow Hawaiian Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to Hawaiian Name Athletics YouTube and put out push notifications to be notified when we go live. But with that, congrats to Olmsted Falls, a great team, great host, great players. I want to see this team win a state title again. I try not to be biased against teams that are not Hawaiian Name, but it's hard not to love this community. It's hard not to.
This was a good night of lacrosse.
Best of luck to them. A big game on Wednesday. If you can, show up and show out. It's going to be a dogfight. But with that, I've been Nathan Smee alongside Mr. Ronco. Maybe the last time we have him alongside Mr. Ronco. Thank you
so much. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you.
Been great having you alongside.
Thank you for the invites. Thank you so much.
I've had you for each of the 3 years. Football against North Olmsted, we had that thriller. Last year, we had that Padua lacrosse game in the rain. This year, a couple of games. Had you for a basketball game. Had you for pregame. Had you for lacrosse a couple times. It's been great, Mr. Ronco.
Absolute pleasure.
Gotta miss it.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for covering all these games.
With that, that'll do it from Olmsted Falls. The Bulldogs win it 18-5. Have a good night, everyone. Namers who are going to prom, be safe. Don't be stupid, please. Don't make us all look like fools. I don't want to be embarrassed on that kind of stage. I don't need that. My girlfriend might leave if that happens. I don't know.
Prom is, I've worked prom for years. It goes extremely well. Mrs. Leckler does a fantastic job. Prom night has been great.
We're going to knock on wood.
It's been great.
Well, with that, before we get canceled, we'll send it on back to the field. Olmsted Falls the winner. Have a good night, everyone, and go Neighbors.